What's up everybody? Adam Meckler back again with another trumpet video. Before we get started, hit like, hit subscribe, and comment. Let me know what kind of stuff you'd like me to talk about. Today we're going to talk about expanding scale long tones, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how I do them, and we're going to skip ahead to the highest notes and the lowest notes. But I'm going to start from the beginning, so I'll give you a little bit of the beginning and where I start. These are the first notes of the day for me today, so you'll see kind of how I start. Nice easy air. I'm not trying to play too loud, and I'm not trying to really bear down a lot with my muscles. I'm just trying to relax, trying to get the sounds going. I'm focusing on my breathing, getting a nice big breath every time I play. So let's get started. Expanding scale long tones. I start on middle G in the middle of the staff, and I go down to F sharp, up to A flat, down to F, up to A, and so on. So here we go. First notes. So you can hear probably that I'm taking some breaks in between the notes. We want to rest about as much as we play. And I am letting a little air come through before I actually start my notes. So I'm not starting the notes with my tongue yet. I probably will in a little bit, but I just kind of like to get that buzz mechanism going, get the chops working on their own, chops and air, really focusing on the chops and the air, and trying to maximize the efficiency of those two things before I add in the tongue as another variable. During this process, I'm also trying to hone in on where the note is sitting in the area, like in the slot, right? Where the note is sitting, if it's a little bit sharp, if it's a little bit flat. Those things can indicate that I'm a little too relaxed or I'm squeezing a little bit too hard. And also, just making sure that these notes are in tune with each other as I move around the horn. I'm also now really paying attention to how the notes sound, the quality of the sound of the notes. And as I get more warmed up, as I continue to do this exercise, I'll continue to hone in on that idea. I'm also trying to hear the pitches in my head before I play them. That's a big part of this too, is ear training. This is our first pedal tone. If you're having trouble keeping it steady like I am right now, you can come down from the octave up. I like to go 1-5-1, so. a lot more steady for me that time. Part of that is just it's grounding. You can hear that. You hear the 1, you hear the 5, you hear the 1. It helps you get it in tune a little bit more. But also sliding down from the low C is a really great way of connecting your upper register or your register in the staff to that pedal tone register. Literally sliding down with your chops. I think a lot of times we try to relax too much for some of these higher pedal tones. And by sliding down, you're making sure you're only moving exactly as much as you need to get to that pitch. Okay, do tritone. Tritone, right? Now, I don't really like how that sounded. I could spend some time working on this. I think I will, but I don't always. So I've got both my lips in the mouthpiece on all these pedal tones. Can't do the one lip thing. Not gonna cut it. Now we're at the octave here. Going up to D. La. I'm playing it open. I tend to play D open because it plays a little bit better in tune. Could just be my horn, could be me, but plays a little better in tune open. And in my experience, that's the case on most trumpets that I've played. So that's even more important that you're ear training because you don't have that finger association of pushing that finger down and hearing the note. Now we're doing pedal C. since I'm really still honing in on these pitches, even as a 36-year-old who has a master's degree in trumpet, I still want to approach those from the octave above to give myself a little bit of foundational information before I try to hit those notes. And it's a particularly troublesome note, this pedal C. A lot of times it might help you to drop from below it and come up. You can hear that I'm still really fighting it. Now we're going ba da to E flat. And again, I'm still in that mode where I'm trying to make these notes feel as easy as possible. And if you find yourself really struggling and you're pushing super hard, just be done. Be done and move on, and play something in a low register or take a break, and come back the next day and see if you can push it up another half step. And you know, a lot of people finger the correct fingerings down in these low pedals, but sometimes it's easier for me to play these pedals and have them sound good when I play them open. You can hear how different it is, and that's probably just me needing to work on using that middle valve, so I can have that pitch association with pushing the valve down. Just really free blowing when I'm not using that correct fingering for the pedal. So I got to put in some work. Going up to F now. This is a little bit of noise in the note, something that I would probably practice a little bit. Maybe play the note a couple more times, see if I can get it real clear. And also kind of get rid of the wobbles, right? That's another one of the goals. Kind of hear the piano ringing behind me. F sharp. Now I'm going off the double G. Ba. a little wobbly. I'm feeling a little like, I don't know, like I should drink some water. Okay, play some A flat. You can see that I find myself wanting to do a little bit of flexibility so that I'm not stiffening up from doing these high long tones. Kind of doing a few note bends just to sort of get back to how I know I play all the time. So we were on A flat, we go down to F sharp. A. No. Should I keep going? Just for fun? See how far I can go? A is starting to feel like how far my body wants to go. B flat, B, double C, B flat and B are within my range, notes that I play on gigs. Double C, I've attempted on many gigs, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So that's still a work in progress for me. I am usually able to play it softly on a bigger mouthpiece, but when I go to like really trying to zip it on a smaller mouthpiece, it's not quite there yet. I have to be conscious of not pushing too hard, not blowing too much air, right? Trying to maintain that soft, cool air for high notes. Again, keep those lips in the mouthpiece, both of them, for those low notes. So that seems to be where I'm tapping out, and I'll come back tomorrow, and maybe that note will be there. But I have a nice solid foundation, a nice solid warm up here that I've done just from doing some long tones, and I'm warmed up enough to play in the upper register. If I say, you know, take a 30-45 minute break, I can come back and really exert myself, exert some energy, practice rep. Put on my small mouthpiece, practice playing some lead trumpet if I want. It's really important that you get a good solid warm-up in. And actually, I usually suggest to my students that you don't play above a G on the staff or an A flat on the staff. I'm able to do that because I'm able to control how hard I'm pushing on my face and still play those notes, which is a really important part of warming up. We don't want to exert too much energy warming up. We don't want to put too much pressure on the face warming up, because then that will equate fatigue later in the day. So later in the day when you go to pick up your horn, you go to play your gig, because gigs are coming back, baby, you'll get fatigued faster if you're doing a warm-up where you're really exerting a lot of energy and not allowing yourself to slowly warm up and to the task of playing higher pitches. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in and watching Expanding Scale Long Tones. I got lots more great trumpet stuff coming for you soon. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Thanks for hanging around.